Hey guys, today we are gonna make Palestinian Maftool, and I'm sure you're asking, why is the voice still like this? And the reason is my daughter is out sick, and I don't think you want to hear her voice when she can't speak. So I'm here to replace her for a little bit and get you guys through your lovely daily dosage of mesmes. Let's start. Let's go with a pot and grab some oil and put in our chicken thighs. We have about 8 chicken thighs. We're going to do 4 at a time. Let it boil inside of or cook inside of the boiling oil for a little bit. We don't put a lot of oil, just a little bit, just to get the edges kind of cooked up. We're obviously not expecting it to cook fully just from this transaction. As you can see here, we'll pull them out. They still need more cooking, but we just wanted to get the skin done, if that makes sense. This dish comes from Palestine. It's a very well-known dish. This specific way of working is being done today by Chef Lana, and she's the one helping us out with this. She does a really amazing job cooking this and showcasing it and teaching us. And she cooks a bit different than my wife. She will do a lot of stuff, pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, things of that nature, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, whereas we do a lot more with a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. There's certainly 2 different ways. My mom cooks like this, kind of on the feel of how she thinks this needs to be. And so we're putting all of this spices in there. And I'm going to repeat them anyway because we're going to be doing this again, but just want to kind of showcase to you that there are different ways of cooking. You don't have to stick to one or the other. And it depends on what you're comfortable with and what your family likes you to do. And it's a very flavorful dish because it does have a lot in there in terms of spices, and things cook pretty thoroughly. So now we're submerging with hot water all of the chicken that we cooked initially, and we put back into the pot alongside of all the spices that we're gonna again cover once more in the next phase. Let that simmer and go to your onions, and we're gonna dice small to medium sized dicing for the onions, and we're gonna put a bit of olive oil. This olive oil is also coming in from Palestine, or as they say, Philistine, and we're gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper, and you can see how lovely and golden the oil is. And we're gonna put a little bit of ground caraway and more allspice, and then a dash of ground cinnamon and turmeric. Those are the spices that you saw initially used as well. We're gonna move that along, make sure all the spices are covering every single piece of onion, and yeah, that's basically it. Now we grab the maftool itself. Same thing, we drip and drizzle a bit of that olive oil, that wonderful golden olive oil in here. The idea is to make sure it's spread and covers every single grain that's in there. So the chef, Lana, she's my wife's best friend over here. They're like sisters from a different mother or something like that. And our families do hang out a lot, and we share recipes and share food all the time. I think it's the best way to kind of get to know each other with food. That's a very typical Mediterranean thing. So as you see here, we have chopped the onions, and now we go back to the simmering pot of all of the chicken. We're going to take it out for a little bit on a rack or a pan, and we're going to put that later in the oven to slightly toast the skin, toast or roast. And this is actually how we cook the maftool. We don't put it directly into the water. We leave it in. This is a pot specifically for steaming the maftool. We're gonna drop the onion mixture in there and layer the maftool on top of it. This way the flavor is really kind of going up from the liquid at the bottom into steam, and then that steam gets through every single grain of maftool that's there, alongside with the amazing spices that we have put in. So let that cook. Notice how it fluffed up, became steamed maftool. That's basically what happened. We're gonna move it around, just make sure it's cooked to perfection, and then in another pot, grab those onions that we had chopped. Put that into, again, olive oil. As you can see, Lana loves to use, Chef Lana loves to use olive oil. We're gonna put in, again, salt and pepper to spice things up. It's a staple of Mediterranean cuisine to have these spices in there. And now we're gonna start moving the onions a little bit, add some allspice in there. Again, a couple of dashes of allspice, a little bit of flour, tablespoon of flour, and start moving around all the onions. And we're gonna basically caramelize this slowly, and then put that back into the water sauce mixture. Add a little bit of cooked chickpeas. We'll just dump all of those in there. And let that, again, cook until the chickpeas also get some flavor from all those spices. Now, on the rack with the chicken, you can put olive oil with a little bit of salt and pepper, and just kind of spread it and brush it on the skin of the chicken thighs that we have prepped from before. This will allow it to get a lovely color when it's done from the oven. I'm gonna put it in there. We won't leave it too long. It's just, again, to get a little bit of color. And on top of the maftool, we'll drop that and then put that to the side. And yeah, that's about it. Looks amazing, tastes as amazing. Happy maftooling! Bye!